We the only team don't play games. Championship rings need champagne. Babylon can't stop this campaign. Rampage, guess I know why the heathen rage. Cause the guys be bringing it out. This kingdom we bringing it down. Lost sheep we done been found. Wait until we get a crown. Crown talk, yeah, this that crown talk. Nehemiah don't want be like Nino Brown now. Cause this that king talk. Real life king talk. Like Solomon, I see things clearly like a greenhouse. The wordplay can't get colorful. The scriptures cutting you the butter too. Not to mention we a living legend. Don't know what to do when a myth is standing right in front of you. You better watch and just take notes. The Father sent a flood, then a rainbow. But his son coming back with fire. So it ain't gonna be no more scapegoats. Let me tell you what the prophecy, unparalleled with the prophecies. Stopping Fritz, bodies in the street. My people property in this monopoly. Call it America, where the dreams come true. When nightmares and the demons come too. The sodomite agenda. I don't give a damn if you offended.
The flyer before you walk off. I got the same flyer in my hand. You got the same flyer in your hand. Go to Deuteronomy 28:48. I want you to read that first passage. It say Deuteronomy 28:15. Do you see that? You see it, sis? Not you do. Okay, we're finna read it out the Bible. Read along with us real fast. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
You with me? Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You saw that for yourself, sister. Now jump down to the next paragraph where it say Deuteronomy 28:48. You with me? We're going to read one of these curses. Read that. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemy.
Because we broke God's commandments, that therefore is like a because. Because, therefore,
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
We serve another nation for food.
And in thirst.
For water.
And in nakedness.
For clothing.
And in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
This same man we serve for everything gonna put what?
A yoke of iron upon thy neck.
That actually happened to us. Do you agree or disagree? Shake your head if you agree. We didn't have yokes of iron on our neck. We got the mental yokes of iron on our mind now, but we showing you a historical fact. I want you to see that picture. It's a historical fact that happened to who? It happened to Chinese people? No, Chinese people did not go into slavery on ships. Sister right there next to her. Did Chinese man go in slavery on ships? You right there, I'm asking you. Chinese man went?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
You are lying, cause that is false. Right. What is the hell is wrong with us? Sis, the Chinese man didn't go. You playing. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20.
Come on over here and learn something. Take about 15 steps this way. Pull that car over here and learn something. Pull that car up here and learn something. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And verse.
She said the Chinese man went in slavery on ships. They must be putting some of that food over there, that Chinese food nowadays. We smitten with madness. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thy enemy.
We serve our enemies,
which the Lord shall send against thee. And in nakedness, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
They got a movie called Django, where Jamie Foxx come through the desert with a yoke of iron on his neck. They got a movie called Amistad, when they show we came over here on slave ships, right, and we had chains on our neck. They got an old series, an old movie called Roots, right, when they show us being in slavery. They got a scene when they beating this black guy named Toby to where he got to change his name to Kunta. Kunta to where they changed his name to Toby. Right. Y'all know what I'm saying? The black history we talk about is Bible history. Come on over here and learn something. I want to see what you got for me. I want to mess with this sister. She said Chinese man. All right, I want to see. All right, cause ain't no Chinese man
Right.
Then what you talking about? Sister crazy as hell. Talking about Chinese man. Boy, we crazy around here, bro. Deuteronomy, yeah, man. Read Deuteronomy 28:68 now.
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Hold on. All praise. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Shall bring us into Egypt again with ships. Now, who went into slavery on slave ships? My sister at the gas pump right there in the Ultima. Who went into slavery on slave ships? Do we know? Who went into slavery? We went into slavery on slave ships.
Right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So this Bible is talking about you. The sons and daughters of the transatlantic slave trade. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
We shall not see our homeland again. We think America is our homeland.
Right.
We think we from Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
Life did not start in Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
Your family is not from Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
Your family is from the land of Israel.
Right.
Your bloodline is from the land of Israel. You are Israelite by blood.
That's right.
This is what we talking about up here. Your bloodline. Your family tree. Johnson is not your family last name. Smith is not your family's last name.
Bring it out.
Israel is your last name, should be your last name. But the so-called white man put you in chains and shackles and gave you a new name and a new culture. This is what the Bible is talking about. I see y'all looking over there. Y'all come deal with your brother. This is what the Bible is talking about you.
Right.
But y'all don't want to take time to come see what the Bible actually says. Get that in Isaiah 44.
Bring it out.
44 verse 1. Your last name should be Israel, because you are an Israelite. You ain't no American. You ain't no African American. You ain't no colored man. You ain't no nigga.
Teach.
You are an Israelite.
That's right.
Let's get that in Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 44 and verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant.
Who?
Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant.
Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. That's why you don't know your last name. You don't know you from the tribe of Judah. You don't know you from the tribe of Gad, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon. You know nothing about that. Read.
Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob.
It says, fear not. All you do is you fear the so-called white man. You think the white man got power over you, but God has power over that white man. Keep reading.
My servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty.
Skip down to verse 5. Read that.
Verse 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
And that's what we call ourselves. We call ourselves Israelites, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel.
That's right.
Read on.
And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself.
And what?
And surname himself.
What is a surname? How you doing, my brother? How you doing right here in the truck? Come on over. Let me talk to you for a second, my brother. What's a surname? Do you know?
Read the flyer. I ain't got time right now. Read the flyer.
All right, well, check out the flyer when you get a chance. Let's go over one scripture on that flyer. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Read along with me, my brother. Hold on before you go. Read that. Deuteronomy 28, 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Look at the flyer, my brother. So if you look at the first scripture on there, it says what?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. The thy is talking about the Israelites. The Israelites going to serve their enemies. Let's see who this enemy is. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
In hunger. When you need food, where you got to go to get food at, my brother? Save a Lot. Who you think owned that Save a Lot? Who owned it? What race of people owns that Save a Lot? I can't hear the so-called white man on that, right? Kroger, Walmart. Your enemies own these food corporations. They mass distribute the food that you have to buy because God said you under a curse. You got to go to your enemies for food. Right. Read on.
And in thirst. And in nakedness.
And in thirst. When you want some water, you got to go to your enemies for water. You got to go to your enemies for food. If you don't pay your water bill, guess what they're going to do? They're going to cut it off.
That's right.
You ain't got no water to wash your behind. You ain't got no water to flush your toilet. You don't have nothing because you got to go to your enemies for one of all things. Keep reading.
And in want of all things.
You read that part again. In hunger.
And in hunger. And in thirst.
And in thirst, read.
And in nakedness.
And in what? In nakedness. My brother going in the store. Them clothes you got on, if you read the tag, what it say in the clothes? Made where? What'd he say? I'm asking, wait, it's gonna say made in China, my brother. Your clothes was made by another race of people because God cursed us to get everything we want from another nation. That's why, hey, your shoes was made in Japan. Your pants was made in China. Your shirt was made in Korea, made by a Korean. You didn't make nothing you got on. You know why? Because we cursed by our God. Our God cursed us. Come talk to me for a second, my brother. We believe the Bible is a fairy tale book, but I'm showing you that it's a true book. It's your book. This is a black man's book up here. That's why you got black men teaching it to you. Read that again.
And in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in want of all things. If you want anything in this life, you want a driver's license, you want a new car, you want some rims to put on that car, you want anything in this life, you got to go to your enemies to get it. The beer you drinking, you got to go to your enemies to get it. Yeah, I see you holding up your cup. You enjoyed it right now, but you cursed. Read that again.
And in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And if you want anything, guess where you got to go? You got to go to your enemies to get that. You got to go to the so-called white man to get that. You got to go to the Koreans for clothes. You got to go to the Japanese for a microwave, a TV. You got to go to all these other nations to get what you need to survive. But we got a God in heaven that's gonna bless us, but we gotta keep his commandments.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.